I was in the Army, so he lived there for a
Oh,
while.
okay. Yeah, he was in Esking. So.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Shoot, Chris.
Sophia Popov, 2 under today. Sophia, how'd the round go?
Where am I looking? Obviously, pretty consistent. I hit a lot of good shots today. I think I scrambled really well. I think here and there I could have avoided a couple mistakes, but I think overall it was just very solid, and I was making the putts that I had to.
Forecast has some weather coming in tomorrow. What's the strategy?
Avoid the weather. No, I don't know. I mean, I'll just have to see how the course plays. If it might be a lot more wet and playing a lot longer, obviously, I don't know what the wind conditions are going to be like, but you kind of have to play with whatever you get, and I'm just going to have to adapt, and you're going to have to hit good shots anyways.
Sophia, what is it about you that's made for majors?
I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's. I get pretty excited when I'm out here, and especially now when I'm a lot more comfortable. I'm definitely nervous when I'm on the first tee, but it's a different kind of nervous. So it's one that I can play with, and not one that stops me from playing well. So I enjoy that.
I'm trying to think, Sophia, on the timing here, but when they announced that there'd be no qualifying this year, I don't think we would have been a troon at this point. You would have thought that there's no U.S. Open for me this year, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I mean it definitely not. I wouldn't have been here, so I don't think there was any way for me to qualify. Maybe through Symetra Tour, which I thought I could have a couple good finishes out there. I was within the top 15, I think, on Symetra Tour before I went to the British. So that was going to be an option, and that was what I was playing for. But after the British, obviously, that changed and made it a little easier.
When do you think you came down off the cloud of winning a major?
Am I down yet?
I don't know.
No, I'm trying not to come down off of it. I quite like it. It's nice, but yeah, I think it took me a couple of weeks. But after that, it was like back to reality, and yeah, you got to go out there, you got to grind, you got to practice, you got to do everything the same way you did before. Just now, you have a lot more events to play and better events to play. So.
Kind of along those lines, when you get to Thursday of any week, you start at zero like everybody else. Did it feel like you started at zero the next time you played, and does it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Sorry about that, zero, whatever.
Obviously, I'm starting, at even par like everyone else, and I just think that, for me, I think in my head, I'm trying to go down instead of avoiding going up, and I think that's been like mentally, it's been a little bit more free, like it freed me up a lot to just think about, okay, making birdies and how can I make birdies instead of how am I going to avoid bogeys out here.
Was that always, I'm a little bit lost on that. Was that the case previously that you were thinking up and not down? I'm lost on the up-down thing, sorry.
No, sorry, just when I go out there now, I'm thinking about, making birdies and going under par, whereas previously it was like, how do I avoid making bogeys and going over par.
Is there a point now where you show up and you feel as though not only do I belong, I can win out here consistently?
Definitely. I think the past few weeks have just been, my game hasn't quite been there, and I've still been finishing pretty well. So I think that's kind of a nice, kind of a comforting feeling to go into a major with, just to know, okay, if I tweak a couple of things and my ball striking goes back to where it was just past the British and just after, so that then I know I'm going to play well. So I think that's it's definitely a comforting feeling to have.
And to go back to what Doug was asking just a second ago, when you were an amateur, you showed up thinking you should win. Are you to the point now where out here you feel like you show up and you should win?
It's definitely a similar feeling. It's definitely more like when I teed it up in college, and I always felt every week, if I play my best, then I can win out here. And I think that's more of the feeling that I have now, even though, you're teeing it up with the best players in the world. So sometimes you just have to accept that there are girls going to be out there shooting at low numbers on days that are not easy. And but the feeling that I have is very similar to that college feeling that I used to have.
Sophia, do you know what you need to get into Naples next week?
I don't. And
you want
I
to?
don't know. No.
I don't know either. I was just asking.
No, I don't, and I'd rather not. Next week is a whole nother week, and obviously I want to play myself into it, but it doesn't change really my mindset about how I go into the rest of the week. I just want to finish the best I can, and if it's enough, it's enough, and if not, I'm going on vacation.
Probably doesn't change how you look at the year either, does it?
No, not at all. It was a great year for me, and It's something that, I would have loved to play CME just because it's Naples, it's my hometown, and every year I've been there watching the girls and watching my friends, and I felt like this year I definitely deserve to be there, and I'm still not in, so I have to wait another year, but or not. So let's see how the next 3 days go. So
Thanks.
let's see.
Where's vacation?
Also
Scheduled?
Naples.
They've-
No, I don't have a destination yet, but it might have something to do with snow. That's all I'm gonna say.
Thank you.
Thanks.